What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is me reacting to my way too early WrestleMania 41 predictions. My, oh my, I think I released this in the beginning of August. I made it at the end of July. So here it is. Here's my predictions, and we're going to talk about it because, first off, let me say this. This is a 30-minute video. I really was hyped about WrestleMania 41. I predicted a lot of things. I predicted how we get there, how we go there. We're going to go through it. I know a lot of it's going to be wrong, but I have some that I hit on the head that, well, I know there's one that I hit on the head from the thumbnail that I am so shocked I hit. So let's get started. I know I have some honorable mentions, so we'll talk about those in a second. Still going on this. So who's the first one? Okay, I had Street Profits champion versus DIY. Well, I mean, I got that correct. I can't believe I got that correct. My God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think I talked about how I think they wouldn't do the tag titles really on this because tag titles have been booked so bad and there's going to be so much options for WrestleMania to have these big matches. I don't see WrestleMania happening. I can't believe I predicted that. That's a crazy prediction. Okay, so it looks like it will be Street Profits versus DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns versus probably Pretty Deadly. So it's not exactly this exact card, but that is crazy. I predicted Street Profits to be champion when at the time, I think it was the Bloodline or DIY. And then, you know, we have the flip of DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY again. And then we have, why am I blinking? We have, Street Profits now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Raw tag team ladder match. So I said Creed Brothers could happen. AOP, who's not part of the company. LWO, who could if New Day gets the championships. Alpha Academy. Wait. Oh, because I don't know if they were together at this point. No, they were, right? I think not officially. I think they were close. I think I was thinking Tozawa and Otis, and then Wyatt Six. Well, I don't know if they're gonna have a match on here. If it is, then it's gonna be It's gonna be the War Raiders versus New Day and maybe somebody else, but we'll see. But I do believe New Day deserves to get the tag titles. Women's tag team. Oh, Damage Control versus Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. So this is already eliminating some stuff that I will talk about. But I always thought Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, with Becky Lynch coming back, would team up with Lyra Valkyria to really get the tag titles to start building her rapport again. I don't know. And I always thought that those two kind of hinted at a tag team, which maybe it's Becky Lynch dethroning Lyra Valkyria for the title in the future. But yeah, Damage Control. Sorry. Io Sky is on bigger and better things, which I 100% agree is well more deserved. Up next, so I know I had this because I knew Logan Paul was going to be on this card, and it was teasing Austin Theory and Grayson Waller breaking up, and they kind of had a trio at the time, but it didn't go out correctly. But yeah, I was saying that I think this match would need Logan Paul in there, and it wouldn't just be Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller, because I would have to believe that these three could make a good triple threat, and I didn't think it was worthy of the card, though, because of that. But yeah, that's a kind of swing and a miss there, because they still don't want to break up Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and Logan Paul's going against other things. So I didn't know what to do with Sami Zayn, and I think I had Drew here as an honorable mention, because I always thought that they would go back to that moment after Royal Rumble. I really did say I had nothing for Sami Zayn, and guess what? This year, they had nothing for Sami Zayn as well. So that's crazy. I predicted that, kind of. Drew McIntyre was another one that I really didn't know what to do as well, because Drew McIntyre was somebody that would come out of Hell in a Cell, that I was already predicting. Hell in a Cell would probably lose to CM Punk, and then what does he do after that? And yeah, we'll talk about, I think I did predict something with him. If not, then I'll talk about it a little more later. But yeah, another honorable mention. Okay, so first mention, still an honorable mention. OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline, which we technically already got at Survivor Series, so there wasn't really a need to have it this year. Tonga Loa also injured, Jey Uso winning Royal Rumble, Jimmy Uso going on the singles route. I also didn't like this because it would kind of indicate that, again, it was something I didn't know what to do with Sami Zayn. It would kind of indicate, like, what even is there for, I didn't like it because they would go tag team and then try and go singles again. I didn't like it. Wasn't that great. Wasn't that good. Still made the prediction. Oh, I think this was for the IC title, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I had, who did I have winning? Or maybe it was just a fatal 4-way between the 4. I think it was just a fatal 4-way between the 4. So not an IC title. Ludwig Kaiser, I wanted on the card a lot. I really liked him. I thought Sheamus deserved to be on the card. I thought Ilya Dragunov would be on the card. Granted, Ilya got injured. Sheamus and Ludwig doesn't look like they have anything. Chad Gable is still up in the air because they can't put Chad Gable in an honorable kind of great match. Yeah, this was a L prediction, but kind of the guys were in this kind of realm together. So I don't know, not terrible. Honorable mention, Logan Paul versus John Cena. This almost happened, and I think it would have happened if it wasn't for him turning heel, truthfully, because John Cena still hasn't won a match. He won the Elimination Chamber because I think they were going to not turn him, or they were going to turn him heel. If they weren't going to turn him heel, I think he loses and go against Logan Paul, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think this was a bad prediction. Judgment Day versus New Judgment Day. So I think I was predicting Dominic Mysterio somehow would go babyface, but then I kept saying this is an honorable mention because I don't believe Dominic Mysterio would go babyface. And I think I think this was actually before Liv and Dom kissed at SummerSlam, which it is. And so I think I was predicting Finn and Liv to be part of the new group and Finn being the head, with the JD, and Damian and Dom being blindside, being singles. And then I also said in this video, I think Dom turns on Damian in this match to go with them. But I said I don't think Dom will turn heel, so that's why it was an honorable mention. Let's go to the real matches. Okay, I think this was in the cards. At least Ilya Dragunov being part of the IC title, if Ilya wasn't injured. This match is going to happen one day, and this match is going to cook. I think it could just be a match in a feud, and Ilya Dragunov winning, so they really make Ilya look good. But if there's ever a match that they're going to do this at, it has to be something with a championship involved, I feel like, to really make Ilya look good. This sucks that this was a prediction I had, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. Kind of lost on this one. But still, I was really high on. I knew Gunther would have his title reign here, and then I just wanted this match to happen. But it sucks. Okay, I know right here it looks like I did not know what to do with Rhea Ripley, but I also thought WWE is probably going to, and I think if it wasn't for Raw and Netflix, they were going to push this all the way to WrestleMania. I really have my other predictions that I'll react to in other videos was me thinking that Rhea Ripley was going to go against either Bianca Belair or Io Sky, but I was scared they wouldn't do it for the Liv Morgan, but I started realizing with the Raw and Netflix whole thing that they were definitely going to do those two instead of Liv. I believe that Liv Morgan deserves better than this year's WrestleMania, what she's getting. I think it's a shame that she's just getting promoted to the tag team against two random people, which it looks like it's going to be Bayley and Roxanne, or not Roxanne. I keep saying Roxanne. Lyra Valkyria. Now, I want to say this. I'm recording this for the Monday night, which is actually in 30 minutes. Monday Night Raw with Bayley versus Lyra. I really believe that the reason why they have them already shown as a team on SmackDown is because something's going to happen. There's going to be a DQ, and then they're going to try and tag team, and then they're going to go for the tag titles, and that's the WrestleMania way. I hate that, and I think they just took off Roxanne and Bayley off the cards, which sucks. But yeah, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, that was the prediction. Swing and a miss. But it happened at Netflix, and I just thought that would be the trilogy where they would have it. I also kept thinking if John Cena was a babyface, which I never really thought he would turn heel, he should get at WrestleMania a big moment, but it shouldn't be 17 because that should happen at the end of it. So I had him becoming a Grand Slam winner. And looking at this now, sad it didn't happen, but I think heel John Cena is going to be a 2-time champ, like a double champ, and at maybe Night of the Champions win the IC title. Braun Breaker, I thought would still be champion all the way up to here. He lost to Jey Uso, but still became champion. I think that's very fair. But yeah, I don't think this was a bad prediction. Thinking if he was babyface, I think this is the route you should have went, in my opinion, to give him that big moment. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, everyone thought was going to happen. Didn't happen. They went a different route. But this match is going to happen sometime, some way. It could be more of a babyface Randy Orton and a heel Cody Rhodes, but right now, this match will happen. I'm not shocked I said this. I always was predicting this match. I knew Tiffany Stratton would become champion at some point. I was scared they were going to hold it all the way out to WrestleMania, and I'm happy they didn't. But this match was going to happen, and my God, could this be a more sloppier match potential? Because I think in-ring, they should be able to cook, but very scared after that whole promo thing that just happened with them going off script. Let's look at what's next. This is the one that I can't believe I called. This is before Jacob Fatu even had a render in WWE. This is like, when did he debut? A month after? I said Jacob Fatu looks so good. I think LA Knight will still be champion, which granted he came back and won the championship. That they're going to have the OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline, whatever, going against each other, potential. And then we have, LA Knight as champion with Jacob Fatu getting the gold to set up a breakup with Solo and Jacob. My God, did I cook on that. Jacob Fatu, of course, winning against LA Knight looks like it's going to happen. I cannot believe I predicted this with literally Jacob Fatu not even having a render yet. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a crazy prediction. You have to admit, no, especially, and granted there could be people added, especially, you look like a month ago, everyone thought this would be a multi-man match. If this doesn't become a multi-man match, which I really hope it doesn't, Jacob Fatu this is a crazy prediction to predict a singles thing. Okay, next. So here's another booking I had. I really believe that a women's championship ladder match or at least for the new IC title or whatever it would be, would happen at WrestleMania. And I just wrote in all the names I believe that could win, whatever. Which was Asuka, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Naomi, Nia Jax, Selena Vega, Zoe Starr, Becky Lynch. All these names I thought they could win. Granted, Lyra Valkyria won there, Chelsea Green won the other one. I thought it would happen at WrestleMania, so it's like you add a lot of women and they showcase them for that title match. It happened before. That's 100% fine. I will have to say, I think I would have rather have this if you were really not going to book the women's for this card, because right now it looks like the women's side of things for the titles, for the mid-card titles, they are not going to book them from WrestleMania. At least IC title looks like they're just joining in a tag team, and then it looks like Chelsea Green could really not be booked, but I hope it is. I think I would have had it here, but yeah, still craziness. Nia Jax is probably not even going to be on this card, which is crazy. I thought they were going to extend this to the end where we would get a Demon Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and Finn Balor Demon would win, so Finn Balor could go for a title. They didn't extend it all the way. They only went 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it was 3. Bad Blood was the first. Damian won. There was another one that I thought Finn would win. Damian won. I think that was it. And that makes no sense. I still did not make sense. Yeah. Crazy enough. Okay, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill, everyone thought was going to happen. I believe that, if it wasn't for probably not knowing what to do with Rhea Ripley, this would happen, but I'm fine with this not happening. I think a Bianca Belair as champion should go against a Jade Cargill, so Jade Cargill can win and get that win off of Bianca Belair and elevate Bianca or Jade Cargill. But yeah, this was. I don't think this was any bad in any sorts to predict this. Everyone was predicting this one, and I like the way they went with this. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I mean, this isn't a bad prediction. I always thought a triple threat between the three would happen because obviously they all three had beef, but we only got really singles feuds between the whatever. Well, with this one, just take out Drew and add Roman, and I'm technically correct. So it's not a terrible prediction, but I have to say it's not correct, which isn't great in my opinion, but still good. Well, nothing happened with Uncle Howdy yet, so can't say this one was going to happen, but I really was strong Uncle Howdy had something at least. Thought Braun Strowman would be in the mix, and I think it might have been a plan for maybe SmackDown, but because Bo Dallas got injured, maybe it didn't happen. Yeah, this one hurts that Wyatt 6 are not even going to be on WrestleMania. I also believed Dominic Mysterio would have another match versus Rey Mysterio. This year would maybe be a Rey Mysterio retirement year, maybe next year. I thought that you could go with an interesting stipulation with Mask versus Hair, which they've already talked about, but I also really liked Mask versus Judgment Day because he didn't want him to join Judgment Day. So I thought if he didn't want to shave his hair off, what he does is Mask versus leaving the Judgment Day. And this is how we get a solo run for Dominic Mysterio. I'm just saying. I would have liked this maybe a little bit more, but we'll see, because it's a fatal four-way for Dominic Mysterio at IC, which was just announced right before I started recording this. So maybe that's a better way of maybe getting him to start going on a solo route, potentially, turning on Finn Balor. But I also really like the potential of this match because Rey Mysterio doesn't really have anything right now. What's next? Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa. Didn't know what to do with them. I thought the heirs to the throne, if we were still doing the bloodline, which granted, not really doing anything with the bloodline at this point. I thought they would do, Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa, the heirs to it. You have to think also we're coming off the high of WrestleMania 40 still, so we're all thinking that there's still going to be a lot of bloodline things, which obviously you're going to know what my last prediction is. Thought they would do the heirs because we haven't really seen this match, but it chose not to, which I don't hate him for it. And then Rock versus Roman Reigns. Everyone predicted this. Everyone thought it was going to make sense. I thought, Roman's going to come back for SummerSlam. He's going to go after Solo Sikoa. We're going to find out that Solo's been working for The Rock. We're going to find out that all this stuff. Then Bad Blood happens. I'm even more excited. Didn't happen. I think WrestleMania 41 right now is not disappointing, especially because John Cena's heel turn. I have to say, I think we overhyped it because of WrestleMania 40, and we were promised some things that we thought was going to happen, and it didn't happen. I think that's why we are so overhyping it, and this is still crazy enough to say, it sucks to see what our predictions were before. But I don't think it was bad predictions. I think a lot of people predicted a lot that I had. I kind of called a little bit of stuff, which is not a lot, but a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.